Hi guys, so today I'm going to be doing something that I don't do very often at all, but it is a TBR. So I wanted to do a kind of theme. I don't know if it already exists, it probably does, but I just wanted to kind of surround February for fantastical instead of flirty, lovey-dovey, do you know what I mean? Because I'm not really into romance books, and although it is the month of love and that, I just feel like you should be showing love to everyone all the time. So I don't really, I don't read flirty romantic books anyway. That's just enough said, I'm going on a tangent. Anyway, so I wanted to do something fun for a particular month. I thought Fantastical February was a nice alliteration, so I'm sharing with you some of the books that I want to hopefully get to in February. Two of those are actually not fantasy books, but I want to break it up a little bit, and plus I've got a buddy read going on, and another one I'll just explain if I remember later. But yeah, so I've got kind of an ambitious TBR, but I'm not planning to read everything. It's just stuff that I can choose from. So let's crack in with the non-fantasy first. So the first one here is Louise O'Neill's Only Ever Yours. I've been wanting to read this for so long. I think the way it's described to me, it seems to be a book about these women. I don't know if they're human or what, I don't know if they have a consciousness, but they are sort of made to reproduce. That's their only, not aspiration, but that is their function in life. That's the only thing they're used for, if that makes sense. I think it's going to have strong feminist points, which is interesting because I don't know too much about feminism, to be honest. And basically it's these women, or these girls or whatever, go to this school where they are taught to kind of obey men and do as they ask, and they're controlled by men, if that makes sense. So I think it might feel a bit dystopian as well, so I guess that kind of fits with the theme of fantasy. More sci-fi, I suppose, but it sounds really interesting, and I'm going to be buddy reading this on, I think, the 6th of February with Sun from Sun's Bookish Games, if you're interested. So if you want to read along with us, feel free. We don't have a group set up or anything, we're just going to read it together and share our thoughts, I suppose. So yeah, there's that one. And now I do have this one. My friend loaned it to me, but she actually said I could keep it because I've been wanting to read it for a long time, and the film recently came out and I'm just getting super pumped. So I do want to hopefully get to this February. If not, I'll get to it in the upcoming months. But that is The Light Between Oceans by M.L. Stedman. It sounds really beautiful. I don't really know what kind of genre you'd classify this to be, but it's about a man and a woman. I believe they live in a very isolated area, I think on a lighthouse kind of area, and they're the only two people that live there, I believe. And they hear this crying one day coming out from the ocean, and they disregard it. They hear it again, and they discover a dead man's body in a boat with a crying baby. So they take the baby in, and I guess it's just the story from there. It sounds really beautiful, and it kind of just reawakened my interest in this book when I saw the trailers for when it came out, and I was like, oh my god, I swear there's a book on this. I did a little bit of digging, and I realised, yes, it's this book, and I've been wanting to read it. So I'll try and check this out, if not this month, then hopefully really soon, because I'm really interested in reading this, and my friend Maria said she absolutely loved it, her mum loved it, and I hope I love it as well. So that's it for the kind of non-fantasy books. So onto the fantasy selection that I hope to choose from during February. So the first one here, it's already got a bookmark in because I thought I was going to start this a different day, but I didn't in the end. But this is Wolf's Brother by Michelle Paver. I think it's the first book in the Chronicles of the Ancient Darkness. This one doesn't seem to have a lot of, I guess it doesn't give away a lot, to me at least. What I can get from the vibe of it is that it's about a young wolf cub who's orphaned. I don't know how his father's died, maybe it discusses that in the book. And it also, what's the word? Outcasted, that's it. I had to look on the back to see what the word was. He's outcasted by, I guess, the rest of the, I don't know what you call a group of wolves, but he's outcasted, and I think it's just his struggle. It kind of reminds me generally of the Jungle Book, but following an actual wolf. But yeah, I don't really know too much about it. I kind of don't want to know too much about it because I did a little bit of looking, and I didn't want to stumble across spoilers. So hopefully I enjoy this. I think this is mixed with like historical fiction as well as fantasy and stuff like that. So that should be interesting, and it's not too long. The next one I hope to pick up, or may pick up during February, is Return to the Isle of the Lost, a Descendants novel by Melissa de la Cruz. I've been needing to get to this for ages. I have a thing at the moment where I seem to leave the last or latest books of a series or trilogy or whatever to ages. I get really excited and I read them all like as they come, and then I'm like, oh, it's getting to the end now, I don't want it to finish. Granted, it does only have one other book other than this that I'm aware of, so I don't know why I've pushed it off too much. I think this is the last one, I'm not too sure. I just don't want it to end. But I really did enjoy The Isle of the Lost. I spoke about that at some point in one of my wrap-ups, which was so good. I really enjoyed that. And yeah, I really want to read this. So basically, obviously I'm not going to give the synopsis for the second one away, but Isle of the Lost follows all of Disney's villains' children. They're basically put under a dome, which is the Isle of the Lost, and they're separate from all the good characters in Disney's universe. And so in Isle of the Lost, they get some of the children, the villainous children, get a chance to go to the mainland with all the good people and go to their school to prove if they are really like their parents or if they can choose their own destiny and be good. So it's really, really fun, really good, really interesting. They've had a few mini-series, spin-off things, and they've had a film, of course, some of you may have seen, which is just called Descendants. And so I've been really, really anticipating this book. I've just been putting it off because I don't want it to draw closer to an end, you know. So yeah, there's that one. And then possibly as well, I felt like it would make sense to stick with series that I'm already reading as opposed to starting a new series, because with fantasy I always end up starting way too many series and then I just never get around to finishing them as quick as I should do. So the next one I picked up is the last book in the Half Bad series by Sally Green, and this is Half Lost, which is the third and I believe final book, as I said. This is following, actually no, I don't want to give you too much away, but I think a lot of people know what kind of mythical creature this is following, or I don't know if you'd really call it a mythical creature as such, but if you do want to find out a little bit more, I'll link my review of the first and second book / the little novella. Obviously you don't have to watch all of it, but if you want to know a little bit more about it, I'm pretty sure I give a good synopsis in that, if I'm not mistaken. Check it out. I'll tell you in the beginning if it's going to be spoiler or not, so you shouldn't be spoiled. But yeah, it's a really, really good trilogy. I really enjoy it. It has an interesting writing style and that, so I do need to kick myself in gear and continue and finish the series or the trilogy. And then the last two ones are Garth Nix books. I decided I needed to kind of play catch up a little bit. I think I've read all of his Old Kingdom stuff. I made a tag for Golden Hand, which is the new release. I think it came out in October by Garth Nix. This is the 5th Old Kingdom book, or a portion book in the series. So yes, I do have an original tag, which was a collaboration with Stephen from Alf Books. I'll link that around too if you want to go and watch that. It doesn't spoil the series or anything like that. And yeah, this is just continuing the story, following a different character, but a character that was in the later novels. And I just think it's an amazing series, just it's wonderful. If you read the books in this series already and you want to check out what I thought about them, I've done, I think, a video review for every Old Kingdom related book I've ever read. So feel free to check that out, and I'll probably be continuing and doing a full review for this. And if I get to it, or when I get to it, and To Hold the Bridge, also by Garth Nix. I think this is a collection of short stories. No, it's a novella. So I'll just read you the back so you can get the vibes. So Garth Nix proves he is a master of the short story with this intriguing collection of tales. Short stories, okay, cool. Leading with To Hold the Bridge, a rarely seen Old Kingdom novella, readers will be more than satisfied with its richly detailed and thrilling story of charter magic and a deathly duel. All will delight in the subsequent tales, including fantasy and science fiction, with witches, vampires, strange worlds and stranger creatures making their appearance. I feel like this might be, as well as an Old Kingdom novella, it will include other stuff, like this other book that I feel like I've read that also was novella. I don't know if I'm making stuff up now. So I want to continue on with Garth Nix's books, and then eventually in life I think I want to read his series, which has the Mr. Monday, Grim Tuesday. They are called the Keys to the Kingdom series. He likes his Kingdom series, doesn't he? Those are all the books that I hope to pick and choose amongst during February, mostly sticking with the Fantastical February theme. If you want to join me in a fantastical month of reading, please feel free, and always, if you'd like to include your TBR, you can write it down in the comment section if you'd like. And yeah, keep me updated with what you guys are reading. You can add me as a friend on Goodreads, which is always linked in the description as well. And yeah, I'll speak to you in another video soon. Bye!